snap. The ball is down. Dempsey kicks. It's on the way. It is.
Welcome back to Bravado Wireless TV. I'm here with the Tahlequah Tigers, and I have with me Coach Brad Gilbert, Blake Korn, Daquan Leathers, Tate Christian, and Dylan Parrish. Stay tuned to Bravado Wireless TV.
There is truly no place like home. Right here in Eastern Oklahoma, Bravado Wireless provides the best unlimited talk, text, and data for only $40 a month. We believe in strong, connected communities. That's why we live stream community events like local football games. You may not know us by name, but we'll be at the same festivals and cheering for our kids on the same sidelines. Because we live where you live. Visit bravadowireless.com or visit one of our stores, where we make it easy to join our family. Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
My name is Dion Amade with Bravado Wireless TV, back with the Tigers over here. First question for head coach over there. What do you think about the upcoming season? General thoughts?
We're excited. We've got a good group coming back. I don't know exactly how many returning starters, probably 12 to 13. But I'm excited about the leadership that I've seen from this senior group, starting with the guys that are on each side of me right here. So I think with any leadership that we have and the strength of it, gives you an opportunity to be successful. And so we're as a staff and as a team, we're excited about what we accomplished last year, but we understand that what we did last year has nothing to do with what we are this year. And so they've come with a great attitude, mindset throughout the off season, and have been real productive of what we've asked them to do. And I think it's set the table for us to have a season that we'd be proud of.
Speaking of setting the table, it seems like every year y'all have gotten better and better with 7 to 8 to 9 wins from last year. How do you further the success of the Tigers this year?
We talk a lot about embracing your role and taking ownership of the program, and we're referring that to the players, and they've done that. I think this group has taken this program to another level by what they've done in the off season, and I think it's things like that allow you to continue to progress as a team and as a program, and it's really all on the shoulders of those young men. Us as coaches, we can only do so much. We're there to support them and encourage them, kind of give them some guidance, but ultimately they've got to take the ownership within the program, and this group has done that. So that's why it's one of the reasons why we're excited.
Seems like that's a little easier with the experience that you have on this ball club. What's some of the advantages that you think you have with all that experience?
I think one thing that we're going to be able to do offensively is to progress a little bit within the scheme of things. We've got a good nucleus of guys coming back, especially in our skill set. I think for the most part everybody returns. We returned 2 guys up front, in Blake Korn and Hayden Napier, and even Joe Hendricks has started a couple of games for us at center. So we're excited with that group, and so the experience that they gained last year obviously is going to allow us to add to what we want to do on Friday nights, and I think with the skill set that we have at the receiver position, you're going to see us be able to put the ball in the air a little bit more, which will take a little pressure off of the guy that's right here to my right. So defensively, we've got a good nucleus, as I stated earlier, but within the defensive backfield, everybody for the most part returns, and we're excited about that. Dylan Parrish here started 23 games for us at linebacker, and he's been very productive, and Blake Korn started 23 games for us at defensive end, and their productivity is extremely high, and I only see better things from them this upcoming year. So anytime you've got experience coming back, I think it gives you a good foundation, and you can't replace that. And so again, we talk about excitement level, but that's some of the reasons why we are.
Is there a particular game that you're looking forward to on the schedule, or do you have any thoughts on the schedule as a whole?
The most important day to me is tomorrow. I don't look forward to specific games, but obviously the first game, you want to set the tempo, kind of get the season started right. That doesn't mean if you don't go out there and play very well that it's going to set the tone for the rest of the year. But each game's important. We don't put any value on any one game. We understand that we only get 10. And so they're very important to us, and we're going to take every opportunity that we get to get better with each day that we receive. And these guys have done that throughout the course of the summer months, and I look forward to seeing them as we get started on the 12th.
All right. And Blake, I've heard that you're like a leader on the team. You play on both sides of the line there. What does being a leader on the team mean to you?
Leadership is it's been one of my biggest goals to be a captain and be a leader on the team, because that's one of the most important parts. I mean, I don't want my teammates to remember me by my play. I want them to remember me by how I lead. And it's always been one of the biggest things to me, is to be a good leader and try to be the best leader I can be.
Am I saying it right, Daquan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what type of back are you, if you want to put it in your own words?
A quick back.
More words.
Can like run, read holes, quick out the backfield, can catch. Not much of a power back, but I can juke people out.
So if you're looking at the NFL today or some guys in college, what kind of running backs do you kind of pattern your game after?
You saying like naming people?
Yeah, like specific players.
Bryce Love for Stanford.
Brad Mike Case, Muskogee Phoenix. I'm just wondering, over time, you guys have developed a consistency of getting to the playoffs and kind of taking this team to a higher level. At what point do you look around and you see that you really get a sense that the culture here has changed, and it's not just getting to the playoffs, but it's making those extra strides now, that is the goal, instead of just getting there and maybe having a 1 or 2 game run?
7 years ago, whenever I was announced as the head football coach, one of the long-term goal was to compete at the championship level, and that short-term goal was to just make the playoffs. Once we did that, it became let's accomplish the district championship, and that's something we have yet to do. We continue to strive for things that we have yet to obtain. We've never become satisfied with where we are. I think you're right, though. I think the culture has changed. It's not where we want it to be, but we know that it gets better every year, and I think you can see that as a product that you've seen on Friday night. But I think that's a scary slope, is if you ever become complacent, satisfied with who you are, where you're at, then the next thing you know, you're going to be back to where you started, and we don't want to be there. So these young men that are here and within our program, they understand the expectations within our program, and there's no question. We want to win a district championship. We want to make a run in the playoffs, as we haven't. We've been to the quarterfinals twice, but we would like to make a run and see where we're at when it's all said and done. But no, there's no question that we've never been satisfied, but we're excited about the opportunity that lies ahead.
Tate, define success in this culture, what it means to you.
Success is really just coming out and competing at your best level every day for us. That's kind of what we look forward to. We don't look ahead of schedule and circle those games. We just attack every day like it's our last one. And just putting our best foot forward every day is just what we try to accomplish.
What looking back on last year, and you said, a moment that you guys, or that you would like to have back in terms of, where your goal wasn't accomplished. What from last year in that sense motivates you going ahead into 2019?
Definitely Week 6 against Collinsville, and our Week 1 playoff game against Coweta. Those were 2 games that we had some slips-ups and didn't perform as well as we could, and those have left a bad taste in all of our mouths, and especially mine. So that's what's pushing us this year.
Dylan, you want to add anything to that?
I agree that we made a lot of mistakes, and especially becoming lazy against Collinsville and getting too comfortable with Coweta, because we beat them earlier in the year, and then they came back and they wanted it more, and they just beat us. It was a good team.
Day-Day, I look at the stats last year, game in, game out, triple-digit numbers, y'all win. Triple-digit numbers, y'all win. It kind of goes without saying as this team, as Day-Day goes, this team goes. You're a year older now. What are your own personal expectations for living up to that?
Well, all the stats wasn't because of me. It's thanks to my linemen, thanks to a great quarterback, thanks to great coach. So I mean, like, I just want to like push myself to get better every year. So hopefully I can like get better. I don't know. I get at this.
Tate, you're entering your senior year. You're going to be the starting quarterback. What do you feel like you've improved on the most during your time at Tahlequah?
Really just understanding the playbook. It's a really complex system that we run, and Coach Gilbert right here, he's made it really easy for me. And just, I feel like that we have a lot of weapons this year that we can utilize, and finding those and exploiting other people's weaknesses, that's kind of what we're getting good at right now. So,
Blake, there you go. What are some of the things that you've done this summer to get better at your specific position?
Well, I've just gotten stronger, gotten faster. I've gained a little bit of weight. I put on some muscle because really just worked out hard. That was pretty much all that went into it. Went to a lot of camps, tried to get better. Watched YouTube videos, trying to get better. Just anything I can do to really better myself and better the people around me.
In those YouTube videos, what players are you specifically watching to mirror your game after?
Aaron Donald, he's a freak. That's my favorite player to watch and my favorite player to try to be like. I mean, he's just an absolute animal. So if I can be any way like him, then I'll try my best.
Did he inspire you to grow the beard as well?
No, I've never been really able to grow one, and then I finally just let it grow, and it looks all right, I guess.
Dylan, down there at the end, there's a mic in front of you right there.
Oh, all right.
What has that summer preparation been like for you and your teammates?
Definitely a lot of work, and then just figuring out a new linebacker next to me and trying to build him up. I work out with him pretty hard, and I push him hard because I know what it takes to be a young and undersized linebacker, and he has to work really hard in the off season. And then I push myself as well just to be better for senior season.
Were there any specific programs that you and your team were involved in the summer or time, or y'all just out there working out on y'all's own?
We have a summer pride called Commitment, and it's for all of July basically. And then it's a system of working out for an hour, then agility work, and then a lot of running after. That helps a lot, with especially early season.
What was the worst part about those workouts?
Everything. Let's say that. It was definitely hard, especially on Mondays. Mondays always kill me because it's squat, and then the stations are hard. Then we have half laps around the football field, and that it's under time, and we don't get a lot of breaks, and it's tough.
Tate, what about you? What was the worst part about those summer workouts?
I'm going to have to go with our Thursdays. Our Thursdays are bad. We have a big addition in Tahlequah that has a nice, very long hill that we get to run up every Thursday, so that's always fun.
All right, Coach. Earlier you said you're returning about 13 or 14 starters. Who do you expect to fill up some of those roles, or are there any position changes that you're aware of?
I wouldn't say position changes. I know up front, though, that's kind of the biggest void on both sides of the ball. And I've said this to the staff, and I've said this to some of the players, and I don't know if any group has ever worked as hard as this group has worked in the offseason. A lot of guys that are unproven, but I know this, they've proved themselves in the weight room. And I think if they can carry that mentality, that work ethic, that drive, that desire onto the field come August 12th, I think that we're going to be in a good position. I'm excited about their growth over the past 6 to 7 months. It's been exciting to see. They've transformed their bodies. They really have. I think the mindset is where it needs to be. And now that experience has got to come. That can only come on Friday nights. So, but some of those guys, that I would like to name would be like Tristan Walters, Justin Hitchcock, Brandon Jackson, Montana Wood. I could go down the list of guys, but there's quite a few of them there that have really done a lot of good things for us. But it's been great for our entire program. Just everybody seeing them and their growth. So that would be. A specific group, if you were to ask me, but a specific player, a young man that no one's really heard about and that we've all been familiar with is a young man by the name of Tristan King. You're going to see him quite a bit this year. He's a young man that had to sit out last year due to a transfer, but he's a 6'3" receiver, and he's going to play outside linebacker for us. He weighs about 195, 198 pounds, but he can play. And so we're excited about him. And I think if he has the right approach, I think the year could be a big year for him.
Tate, I saw your eyes light up when you you heard your coach mention your new wide receiver. Tell me a little bit about not only him, but some of the weapons that you have to your disposal this year.
Man, our receiving core is deep. We return a bunch of guys. I believe we only lose 1 or 2 out of the receiving core, and they're deep. Tristan's a freak. He can fly. He has great hands. He can go make a catch over anybody. And we have returners like Jackson Jones and Simeon Armstrong. They're always guys you can go to make a play. And then you have Kobe Baker and Bradley Pruitt. They're your little speed guys that can go get you yards when needed. Then we have a bunch of younger kids that can coming up making plays. Quayshawn Leathers comes to mind, Tanner Christian. There's a bunch of them that we're going to rely on, and I feel like we can have a great presence in the air.
And this question is for anybody who wants to grab the mic. What are you most looking forward to with the upcoming season?
Just competing at a championship level, because that's what we've preached, and I'm really just ready to – it's my last ride, but I'm ready for it to begin. I'm just ready to play and go out there with my brothers in arms for one last time.
I feel like our big goal this year is bring back a district championship. That hasn't happened in Tahlequah since 1991, and that's kind of a goal that we talk about, so I feel like that's what we're striving for.
You planning on running for mayor or senate anytime soon?
No, not at all. But
you should think about it in your future.
I'll note that.
Hey, Coach, if you could describe this bunch of guys that you have with you this year, I mean, just one word to describe your team, what would it be?
One word. There's a lot of words that come to mind, but I would say leadership across the board. I think it's as strong as we've ever had, and I think it'll pay off. And you know, it might not pay off exactly how we want it to on Friday nights, but it's going to pay off in life, and that's more important than anything to me. And so these young men represent who we are and who we want to be, and we're proud of them, and we're excited about what they're going to do, not just this year, but in life in general. But as you can see, these guys talking, they're great quality young men, and they're a great testament to the Tahlequah football program.
And the final question from me is, what would be considered a successful season for the Telecoil Tigers this year?
Well, you know, obviously winning football games. I think that most people would say that, bring home a district championship, making a run in the playoffs, competing at a high level. But that's my ultimate goal, is for them to compete at a high level. And when people come and watch us on Friday nights, when they see us, that they're proud of what they see. They're proud of the fact that we represent Tahlequah the way that it should be represented. And I think you know, that speaks volumes of who we are and what we've tried to do over the course of 7 to 8 years. And so that's, you know, when I look at a season, the success of a season, I think if I can walk away at the end of the day with those two things, I would say it was a success.
Thank you, Telecoil Tigers, for coming out to the 2019 Bravado Wireless Football Media Days. And everyone at home, please go like and comment, subscribe our Bravado Wireless Facebook page. Sit tight. We'll have more football, high school football coming right at you.